Welcome back, guys. Another episode of On Point. In this case, we're going to take a lot of the stuff that guys like to talk about. Apparently, a lot of guys drift off, start talking about politics, about philosophy, about all kinds of weird stuff. We're going to keep it back to what it's supposed to be, on point. Just talking about getting chicks and having more fun and being a dude. So, second post from Royce. If you guys don't know, Royce is one of they call the 3 R's of the manosphere. Basically, the 3 guys that came up with the stuff that was red-pilled. There was Royce, Rollo Tomasi, and Rouge V. Royce kind of stepped off. Rouge kind of stepped off. Rollo's the only one back, but whatever. We still have all of his stuff here, and this is probably one of my best and favorite first-year Royce posts. It's a satirical take on guys who want to know how to get back their ex-girlfriend or solve a dead bedroom. Again, there's a lot of truth in the details here, but it's a good read and a lot of fun. Don't take yourself too seriously, so here we go. Again, he starts it off. If you're the sort of vengeful prick who'd put real effort into betting an ex just to turn the tables on her with a grandiose post-coitus exit, then you'll need a proven method for achieving your goal. One of the hardest feats to accomplish, reuniting your ex-girlfriend's appreciation for you, especially if she initiated the breakup. Unlike guys who are perfectly okay with return trips to the well no matter how dry, women have a no-looking-back switch that, when flipped, desexualizes the man she spent months or years with her body, her eyes, and is reduced to possessing the animal magnetism of a toll booth operator with a paperboy. So, once she's crossed the Rubicon, her chances of rebetting dwindle to zilch. You may think that this wild, uninhibited, sex-bonded, you two secured for ages was there, but you can forget it. Girls are creatures of the moment, and if she dumped you, you can bet she dumped all those memorable sex scenes too. She's saving her inner dirty slut for the new man now. Again, great stuff. There's a good article about the light switch effects written on the main subreddit too, where they talk about this. It's just girls have these narratives in their heads, and they, because of the war brides epidemic, again, another article by Rollo Tomasi, you're going to find that they just switch this stuff off. But again, tongue-in-cheek, elements of truth in there, though. Hopefully you take the message for what it is. Now, given this reality, your best bet for turning her around is to put your plan into action before she formally becomes your ex. You have a short window of opportunity. The longer you've been with her, the more warning she'll give you. Now, this won't end a 2-year relationship overnight. You have at least a month to clue into the red flags. And your number one priority then is recognizing danger signals. Infrequent or bland sex is an obvious indicator. Look for delays in returning your calls and texts. See if the eyes follow suit when she smiles. The eyes are a dead giveaway. Tone of voice will always betray a woman. Musical when she's happy, girlish when she's affectionate, breathy when she's horny, monotone when she's lost respect. Watch for contemporary mannerisms like eye rolling or ing. And if she starts asking you strange questions or leading conversations down bizarre paths, that's her way of smoking you out. She no longer trusts you to engage in normal, playful conversation. Go with your gut. 90% of the time, it'll be right. Now, I will say this too. Most guys aren't stupid. They're just ego invested. A lot of the time, when a girl is checked out, when a girl's cheating, all that other stuff, that's why you don't need to watch these goofy videos about 10 ways to see if she's cheating on you, or 117 signs to know if the spark is gone. Most of the time, you know. The trick is, stop stepping on your dick, get out of your own way, keep your eyes open. Again, he puts it in a much more playful and funny way than I do, so we'll move on here. Awareness of changes in her demeanor, half the battle. You must also maintain complete state control, and if you give in to the rush of emotions that your traitorous brain floods you with when faced with an impending loss, you will fail. What is required is to cut and run before doubts about you cement. You must be the one to leave first. Minimize FaceTime. Don't call her. Be friendly but ambiguous. Don't inquire into her life. Laugh off the crappy attitude. Most importantly, act if nothing is wrong. She senses you're acting aloof out of spite. Spell will be broken. Eventually, she will wander back to you, bewildered and intrigued, filled with doubt about her hasty judgment. You'll resume a pattern of dating and sex that eerily resembles the first few weeks together. Never give the same way that you knew she was losing attraction to you if you want to avoid rekindling her impression of you as a weak beta. Again, this one's an amazing thing too. I even have a video on this one way back where I was making pancakes, where I talk about Operation Squirt Dearth. The idea of being emotionally distant is actually an attractive thing, and funnily enough, doesn't matter if you've been with a girl for an hour or a year or 10 years. That aloofness is always going to be an attraction trigger. And in this case, if she's losing attraction for you, adding them rekindles attraction often, but not always. Good thing to know. Again, the answers are always right in front of you. Most of the time, the advice here is just don't sabotage yourself. And in Royce's case, don't sabotage yourself and don't be a douche. Now, what he's described above is the ex-girlfriend strategy, or the ideal ex-girlfriend strategy. Like most ideals, nobody lives up to it, and with good reason. Maintaining composure in the midst of a dying relationship you don't want to end demands superhuman grace under pressure. You know, that masculinity stuff we always talk about. Well, can you handle the stress? Well, how about when your wife wants to leave with the kids? Oh, well, not then. I just meant during, like, that war that's never going to happen. All right, thanks, chump. Keep doing you. Yeah, only the strongest alphas with solid state of regulars can cavalierly brush off the prospect of one of his girls attempting to dump him. He knows he won't muster the willpower to leave, but if she does, it won't matter anyway. Again, that's the key point to take from this. It's a parable, it's a satirical take on it, but at the end of the day, just being okay with whatever happens is a superpower. And not only is it a superpower, it's all that masculine energy that the goofballs tell you to do. So there you go. When push comes to shove, do you have it in you, or do you just want to talk about crystals up your butt? Yeah. Anyways, the less experienced man caught off guard will need to learn about turning around after the decision to leave is made, but before she's reached the no-looking back stage. Chances of Renotch success is much lower after she's verbalized her need for space, but with proper post-relationship game, you can improve your odds dramatically. The key is the timing. A mathematician has shown that the dumpsters, loneliness, and nostalgia for the broken relationship peak at about 3 weeks after the breakup, unless she's found another man in the interim. Therefore, your job is to let go and not speak with her for 3 weeks. This will amplify the feelings of loss. Then at her most vulnerable, call to say hi, keep it short and friendly. Chances are right at this moment she'll offer to meet you for drinks. Not gonna lie, I've had exes do this to me, and I think he's honestly had a lot of conversations in his life where the girl was trying that to him, and he's like, you know what? Let's just try it back, see what happens. What can I say? He's a bit vindictive, but he's not wrong. As far as this mathematician thinks, somebody's gonna have to check the numbers on me. I don't know which mathematician. I'm pretty sure he's making it up, but every time I say something like that, somebody has like a peer-reviewed article somewhere where somebody actually mathematically proved that women will start to get lonely after 3 weeks, unless they have a new guy in the works. But I mean, how many guys have broken up with a girl and then all of a sudden, or had a girl break up with them, and then like a month later, she calls back to ask how things are with some random conversation. It's not random conversation. She just wants to know she could have you if she wanted to. She wants to know you're still an option. Now, whether you take advantage of that or not, that's up to you. I don't know. Anyways, you'll notice the common denominator with these strategies. They will only work if you do the opposite of what a typical guy would do. I will say this again because it's super important. They only work if you do the opposite of what a typical guy would do. Again, most of the time, most guys are unattractive, and most of the time, not doing what they do is a superpower and helps you stand out from the crowd. What can I say? Everybody's saying how men are weak nowadays? Well, stop replicating them then. Whatever. Very few men getting dumped would have the presence of mind to lay low and refrain from trying to talk her out of the decision, but this is exactly the winning formula. Your breezy indifference will win back more exes than all the post-breakup talks in the world. Lean back, reap your bounty, and if you got the balls, calmly tell her after the post-breakup violation of all her holes, I shouldn't have taken you back. This isn't going to work. What can I say? If you got the revenge fantasy, there you go. But I have a feeling if somebody actually were to take the lessons from this and apply them in his own life, and I can say that because I've seen people do it before, by the end, there's really no need for any of the revenge fantasy. You realize it's just life. They're just women and things just happen, and I don't care. Which is funny because you're faking it until you make it. So thanks for sticking around for this On Point. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm going to try and keep these up daily if I can. As long as the response is well, don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, boys.
Keep dancing with the devil, but he doesn't